Welcome to Sri Sarvajna Public School online classes. So, I am going to continue with 8th standard, the Indian Constitution. And today I am going to speak exclusively about our fundamental rights. Students, you all are in your home, right? You have your own rights in your home, right? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಆರ್ ಟು ವಾಚ್ ಟಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಎನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಯೋರ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ರೈಟ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? The same way, even in our country, the constitution is giving us rights. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೇಲಿ ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯೋ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್, ದ ಸೇಮ್ ವೇ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಅಸ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. What if something goes wrong, or if something your parents does, will you not tell them, ma'am, that mother, this is something which is wrong, and you will give some suggestions, right, for them? Is it not, my dear students? You will give some suggestions. It might be regarding the food or regarding the salt, right? You will give some suggestions, right? The same way, even we can give suggestions to the government. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪವರ್ ಯಾರು ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. It is referred as concerns in the constitution. In constitution it is referred as conscience. Okay, it is referred as conscience. Next, in constitution fundamental rights are protected. It is only to protect the citizens against arbitrary and absolute. Arbitrary ಅಂದರೆ ವಿತೌಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟಿಂಗ್. ವಿತೌಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ವೇರ್ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಡಾಮಿನೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಸ್, ರೈಟ್, ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎನ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್ರರಿ ಪವರ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಸ್. ಸೊ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಾಗಿ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ absolute exercise of power by the state, where you cannot speak anything against the government. Atarala, it is not possible, right? So therefore fundamental rights protects the citizen against this complete arbitrary power and absolute exercise over the power by the state. Give rights even to the minority communities. See, you know that our country is diverse in nature, right? We have different kinds of culture, right? Adolge ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ minorities means where only some people, only less population are there in that particular minorities or in that particular group. Okay na, for example, muslims ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಂಡಿಯಾಲಿ, right? So they are quite minorities. Okay, and this particular fundamental rights, it is twofold system. Andre every citizen must be in a position to proclaim. You will learn about this in the future in my next session. So andre every citizen, ಎಲ್ಲ citizen should be in a position. See, we have fundamental rights like right to speech. Right to speech, is it equal that every citizen in the country has right to speech, right? So ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ಕ್ಲೇಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆನಾ? The rights must be hidden upon every authority and had got the power to make laws. ಅಂದರೆ when the rights is given to us, every authority should be binded towards that. Okay, ಯಾವ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿನೂ, ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಟೆಲ್ ನೋ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್. Got it? Whatever the authority, that is why I said in my last class that it is the supreme law of land. ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೇನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಈವನ್ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡಿನೇ ಅವರ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, there is something called as directive principles of state policy. So what does this directive principles of state policy means? I will create another lecture for this. It is nothing but see, we are a developing country, right? Facilities the state cannot give us. Okay, facilities the state cannot give us. It will not be in a position to give us. For example, water facility anta itkolana. ವಾಟರ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಸೊ ಆ ವಾಟರ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿಲಿ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಟರ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಟು ದ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಟು ದ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ದಟ್ ವೈ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಟು ಮೀ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ in directive principles of state policy you cannot ask it. For example, legal aid, ಫ್ರೀ ಲೀಗಲ್ ಏಡ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರವಾಗಿ ವಾದ ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂಥ ಲಾಯರ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲಾಯರ್ಸು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಟ್, ವೈ ಡಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಐ ಗೆಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ರೈಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ. What I mean here is directive principles of state policy ಅಂದರೆ certain things cannot be fulfilled by the state. Okay, but even though it is your right, it cannot be fulfilled by the state or by the government. So it comes under directive principles of state policy. So what is the major difference between directive principles of state policy and fundamental rights is directive principles of state policy you cannot question in the court, why could not I, why didn't I get this, or legal aid or ಏನಾದರೂ ಆಗಿರಲಿ, there is a list of it. ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ you cannot question in the court. If you question also, the court will tell no, it is under directive principles of state policy, you cannot question in the court. But fundamental rights hangalla, you can question in the court. You can ask, why didn't I get education, why didn't I get my food, you can ask like that. Why didn't I get my freedom of speech, you can ask to the court. Okay, that is a major difference between directive principles of state policy and fundamental rights. So at last, these are our fundamental rights: right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to religion, right to cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedies. Okay students, so I will explain each and every one in my next lecture. Thank you so much.